Hey, 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 how we all doing? Great to see everyone. Welcome back to the stream. Hope you all had a great weekend. We can discuss that and more today. So let me know what you got up to. If you got up to anything juicy, let me know in the chat. Or if you have just been chilling or whatever it is you've been doing, let me know. And yeah, we can obviously take a look at the market and all the good stuff in today's stream. So big thank you for joining. Obviously, stock market was closed on Friday. So freshly back open today in just under an hour and a half. So it'll be interesting to see the reaction from that after a 3-day weekend on the stock market. But yeah, how are you all doing? Obviously, we've got Florin. Yeah, great to see you. Crypto Maniacs. Yes, Florin, great to see you. Crypto Bro, yo, let's go. Hello, mate. Great to see you. Always so enthusiastic, aren't you, Crypto Bro? Always so enthusiastic. It's great to see, bringing the energy in the chat. Make sure, of course, you get your random questions and statements as well, Crypto Bro. I always like to see them. But yeah, let's just clear that. Yeah, so we are live for what is obviously coming into a pretty interesting area for Bitcoin. It's, if we look at it on the day, on the hourly, or even the daily, could do. It had its highest ever weekly close, didn't it? So it put in a weekly close of 109,228 ish, which obviously broke the previous highest ever weekly close, which was just above 109. So we narrowly put in a higher weekly close than that, and obviously came after putting in the highest ever monthly close a week ago. So yeah, June was the highest ever monthly close. So it'll be interesting to see obviously what happens in July for Bitcoin. If we can put in obviously the highest ever monthly close again, that obviously shows currently we're in just a clear uptrend on the monthly time frame, aren't we? While we get these pullbacks, you know, into you know, low time frame, daily, hourly, whatever. When you zoom out into obviously a super high time frame, quite clearly monthly we are in an uptrend still, and obviously have been for 2.5 years. But you know, two highest ever monthly closes in a row. We had May and then June, and then obviously could we make it 3 in July? But yeah, currently find ourselves at 108,594 after coming and tapping 109,700 earlier today. We have retraced slightly. Now, what I do want to do is come on here and let's just have a look, because that was, so we can see here when we're looking at the daily, you can see where clear liquidity is. So liquidity built up over the weekend. As you can see, we had the Saturday low here, and then we had the Sunday low, which didn't sweep the Saturday low. So if we're looking at it from a trading standpoint, I think a potential sweep of the weekend low would make great sense from here, if we was to obviously come down that low, which would put us at around 107,750. Now, if we can get that going into the open, it may offer a great long potentially. Now, obviously, we'd have to fall a little bit. We've got plenty of time. So I don't know what everyone else's thoughts and feelings are. Let me know in the chat. What are you guys doing? But I think putting a long on a limit of 107, what was it? 107,750. A sweeping, do like 107,775, 775. Of sweeping that low would probably be a great option. Now, where would we want? We would want to stick our stop loss, yeah, probably down there. So I think, yeah, so we'll set that, and what we'll do is we will up this to a pretty high one, because we don't have much to play with anymore. So yeah, there we go. So that is opened there. So let's see what happens if we can get that trigger. But I think, yeah, just straight off looking at that, I think, you know, you got clear room for liquidity sweep down there, and with a potential bounce. So yeah, remember, that is not financial advice. Don't follow that trade just because I have just put that. And please don't use 60x leverage as well. That is literally just because I don't have much margin in that account. So it just helps us top it up a bit more. Afternoon, Loki. How you doing? Discipline and focus. Afternoon. Great to see you. Great to see all you legends coming back every day. Wiz, how we doing, mate? How we doing? Great to see you, my good friend. Wiz, I'm going to need your help soon. Because I think potentially if July carries on being great on the stock market side of things, I want to put some long dated option shorts, obviously puts, on quite a few stocks. So obviously quite a few of the big ones, the S&P. So I may need your help to do that. I might even maybe start doing it this week. I don't know. But if you could maybe, whenever you're free this week, potentially give me a hand to show me how to do them on Robinhood. But yeah, I think I want to maybe start building. And obviously, if they're long dated ones, I'm guessing the premium's quite low on them, is it? You tell me what would be best to have puts on. Now, obviously, I want long dated ones. So I don't know what is like the maximum amount of time you can put them on for to expire. What would be like the maximum amount of time? But yeah, I think I want to start building some on some of the bigger stocks and the S&P, because yeah, I don't see it going above 7,000 personally. So I think obviously the higher it goes, the risk reward gets pretty decent. Generally longer time frame, higher the premium. You can roll them. Okay, right, well, whatever it is, if you want to let me know how to do it. Obviously, I'm on Robinhood, so I'm guessing it's pretty easy to do. But yeah, I want to start building some pretty juicy ones. Would the returns be quite good on them? Would the returns be quite good on them if they're like long term? So say if you were looking for like 6 to 12 month time frame, what would the returns be like on them? Would it be quite good, especially if you're estimating like a pretty good fall off, like 30 to 40%, maybe even more? Would the returns be quite good on them? Anyway, yeah, Bitcoin is falling down. So I have placed, that is my thesis anyway, on where we would come down to. If we zoom out on the 5 minute, you can very clearly see why. I mean, you've got obviously all this build up here, haven't you? So all this is just waiting to be swept. All these lows here. So you could maybe see it going down into here, but I think yeah, not a bad potential area. So we'll see. I think obviously that was on Friday, wasn't it? But yeah, we will see if this comes to fruition or not. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it does. Maybe it triggers and then we get stopped out. Who knows? But we will give it a go. Should be good if it moves quickly, especially ones out of the money. Okay. Yeah. Well, I'm not 100% sure on how it works, but if I can put them on, that's I think something I want to have exposure to is to downside pretty soon. Yeah. So we'll see. But yeah, I think obviously if it can carry on pushing up, the better. If we get like 6,500 on the S&P, then it just only gets better and better, doesn't it? The risk reward, in my opinion, anyway. Don't follow that as gospel. Let's see what gold has been doing. Obviously, gold is a lot of people's favorites and it trades beautifully. If you haven't tried gold yet on the 5 minute double confirmation tactic alongside obviously Bitcoin, then definitely come and give it a go. As you can see, it pulls great moves off. There's the last 4 going back to last Monday, and pretty much that one was a banger, that was a banger, this one was a banger, this one pretty much break even, wasn't it? So there's 3 out of 4 that was bang. Yes, thank you very much. So 3 out of 4 trades over the past week would have worked out fantastically on Stonksy with gold. But yeah, there we go. Yeah, I mean, how do you calculate it in your head, Wiz? How do you calculate like the returns and stuff in your head? Like, is it just like once you kind of know what you will get back from it, you will get back from it, or like how do you calculate it in your head? Because obviously, for me, it's really easy. Say, obviously, when you're trading with leverage on crypto, it's really easy to calculate profit and liquidation. So obviously, if you're using 10x leverage, 10% move either way, you're either liquidated or obviously 100% in profit. And then obviously, you just adjust that then for leverage, don't you? So, if you're using 5x leverage, you've got a 20% gap upside or downside for either liquidation, obviously. For, say you're in a 5x long, 5% to the downside, 20% to the downside on 5x leverage, is your liquidation point. And then obviously reverse 20% up would be 100% P&L profit. So I like, do you just know, is it just that kind of thing? Once you know, there's a simulator is there? Oh, where is this? How'd you get this open? I'm going to have a look. Hang on. Let me see. Let's see. Trading view, paper trading. No, we don't want a tutorial. Options on trading view. Is this it?
Traders, this video is an introduction to the options, data, and tools now available to you on TradingView, and these tools will only get more advanced and more comprehensive over time. For example, if you head to TradingView.com and hover your mouse over products, you'll see that we have an options product now available to you.
Let's see. Where was that? No, it's not there, is it? Where was he just looking then? Oh, right, so you need to go back to like the main bit, don't you? Right. So click on the thing to bring the menu up. It's options simulator and it will show you the return curve as you make money on premium and not the price. Let's see, hang on, let me try and get this up. Let's see. Home. Right. Let's see. So products, options. Oh yeah, here it is. Okay. Right. Hang on. So let's just say like this time next year. Oh. July. Now the strike. So I would want. Bloody hell, look at all this. Look at all this different types of stuff. What the heck? What is a jade lizard? A strip. Right, so I want bearish, don't I? Wait, hang on. Short call. The simplest strategy for realizing a bearish outlook on the underlying asset. So what's this? Selling a call option is a risky way to bet on a bearish outlook. The potential loss is unlimited while the profit is fixed. Okay, right. We don't want to do that, do we? Now, the strike. What would be that? The strike would be what? The price that you're looking for. I should... might only work in desktop app. Don't know why you use web version. Yeah, I don't know. I've got it on here though. Yes, SMFC, how we doing? We're just having a look at some options thingy. So the strike, is that the oh my god, look at this. Max loss minus 33,000. So how do you build your position? So say we were looking for like this. Now, how do we change? How do we change the what you would be putting on it? No, we want this one. Right, create strategy. Let's see. No, we don't want this. Should have done this the other day, shouldn't we? So say you were looking for like a decent pullback on it. Of that. I don't know how to do. I don't know. Long put. Strike is the price you think it reaches. That's the size of one contract. You can't go lower than... right, okay. Okay. Right, I get you. So, you would have to obviously put... you would have to put... What, like... 6... 6.5K of margin in. Is that right? Would that be right saying that? I don't know. Anyway, let's bloody go back to let me go back to the markets. Let me load the actual trading view back up. That is interesting though. Here we go. We are going lower on Bitcoin. So we are actually drifting towards that area of interest that I've highlighted. You'd have to put 6K. All right, okay. I understand now. I understand. Maybe, I think probably what we'll do is I'm away after tomorrow. So I'll be off for 2 weeks. But when we get back, maybe we could do like a full, or not a full, but maybe like a proper, section. So say like half an hour of the stream when you're on. Maybe we could go on and we could we could actually go through and actually cover how you would, actually understand that type of thing. Now we could watch a video or ask Grok and stuff, but it's better to have someone explain it, innit? Morning, guess what? I'm short again. Short from 109 to 600. Nice. Yeah, you're in some decent profit then. BPN. Smashing it, mate. You're smashing these shorts, aren't you, from spiking up. This is my area of interest, is the Saturday low, from what I'm looking at. Yeah, I'm looking at the Saturday low. What day was Saturday? 5th, weren't it? Yeah. It's slightly different on there, but anyway, who cares? Yeah, that's what I'm looking at for a potential bounce point, I think, is the Saturday low. Take the Saturday low, which obviously sweeps out all weekend liquidity, and then go up. Now, if it's going to reverse, but I think that's for me anyway, I think that's not a bad point to maybe look at now. Just leave that open regardless anyway. And we'll see if it triggers or not. Now let's go check some liquidity. Let me know in the chat as well what you guys are trading. Obviously, BPN short on Bitcoin. What have you guys been trading over the weekend, or what you're looking at? What's your thoughts on the market coming into obviously this fresh week? Now, obviously, this does line up. We do have a big hotspot of liquidity actually down at basically 107. So maybe we'll have to have a look at potentially moving out our entry. Maybe we're going to come lower. I mean, there's a big liquidity cluster there, which would obviously take out the Friday. But I don't know. Something's telling me the weekend liquidity is the main point. We'll have a look though. Plan the trade the plan. So, no good moving it now, is there? Anyway, so that's what's that showing anyway. 1 week, we do have the biggest hotspot at 110, just above 110, 600, which is, I'm guessing, last week's high. Not exactly a cluster to the downside, but obviously you can see similar area is hot right there. Let's have a look at the 1 month. Oh, juicy. Look at that. 111K is hot, isn't it, on the 1 month? Hot, and it's even building above that as well, obviously towards new all-time high. So that is pretty juicy. Pretty juicy indeed. Shorted bonk as well, but stopped out back in though. Yeah, that bonk has been absolutely surging, and it will take a look at bonk. Loki says I'm still short from 109.9. Very nice, mate. Very nice. Yeah, bonk. Obviously memes. There's a few obviously that just do well, aren't they? So like when memes are running, SPX and Fartcoin are the kind of the ever-present ones that just do well. But bonk wise has obviously done very well now. We did get the pullback. For any legends that remember when I drew, I wish I would have traded this. Would have been a great trade, that. Should have just traded it as I saw it, but yeah, there we go. Anyway, let's get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. Get rid of this. That's time to go. Just one big fat line in it to the top. Now, I think obviously one area to look at is if it's going to keep running. Would be a full sweep of obviously upside liquidity, because when you come and have a look, so when we're looking at this, you can, let me get rid of this line as well. You can see major liquidity points. Why does that keep going on? Is this wick, and then obviously above the local high here from back in May. So that would be like a full liquidity run. Now, again, we also have this back here, which again, you know, is obviously build up of a couple of wicks here. So pretty juicy liquidity point in my eyes is here. Like, this is juicy for liquidity based on the wick build up that we've got here. So I mean, just looking at it for the naked eye on Bonk, it might slow down and top out here, because obviously it is technically as well, you know, this is kind of like a daily supply area. So obviously big supply coming in here and above. But I think, you know, risk reward, if it was to sweep up here, you know, that could be then, you know, obviously full run of liquidity and where it goes down. I'm actually going to set a little couple of alerts on Bonk in this area, because yeah, that could be a pretty juicy trade. So going to leave that Drew on the chart and see what happens. We'll come back to that at some point. What other's going on? SPX, nice recovery from obviously the dip, but again, you know, you can see you don't even really need to take a big look at this in depth. Stonksy is still long on the daily as well, which is nice, just above $1. But you can just see that, can't you, on the daily? This is obviously big resistance where supply is coming in, prices being held down. So, you know, you break above this grey area. So, you know, you break above like 139, 140-ish, and then probably just off to the races then. Pure strength, come back in. Made good money on orange juice this morning, then paid for Tropicana with proceeds. Yeah, I saw that. You made me go and check it, Wiz. So when you put that into the Discord, I went and had a look at orange juice this morning. I know we looked at it, didn't we, as a joke? I think was it when you was on stream last, or I looked at it as a joke last week sometime. But I actually had a look at it, and the 5 minute is something I always go to look at. So whenever I look at something new, I instantly go and have a look at the 5 minute chart for the double confirmations, and played out pretty nicely. You know, if you would have been following it over the past couple of weeks. I'm short, Bonk. Aaron doing well, as is BKSY. Bidu, Signal gave in Discord is edging closer to the money. Very nice, very nice. Smashing it, mate. Week after week. Week after week. Fartcoin, pretty interesting one. But I mean, apart from that, yeah, there's not really much going on, is there? ETH is into a pretty decent spot again. You know, not too far away from retesting, obviously, some key levels and key resistance points. What have I got going on here? Yeah, I mean, ETH still needs to find some strength, doesn't it? Sol had a decent push up, didn't it, over the weekend? Really nice. Really nice push up over the weekend. Yeah, let me know. Long on tier. Yeah, do you know what's funny? Is obviously big up Justin. When Justin was on the stream last Tuesday, Tia was one. Obviously, we looked at. We tend to look at a lot when he's on, but Tia was one that we looked at, and if we look at it, I think it was on Justin's chart. He was looking at it, but basically he was just saying, you know, it's obviously been beat up massively, hasn't it? You know, it's been beat up absolutely rotten, to be fair. Like, just constant downtrend, basically, apart from a couple of spikes. But obviously, what Justin was covering was the fact that, you know, at some point when this rips, it will probably rip. Now, as you can see on the daily, we are still capped within this range. So as you can see, around like the 168, 169, if you want a round number, $1.70 is currently resistance. As you can see, tested it a good few times there. But, you know, obviously when we break there, could be a very nice road, obviously upwards towards key daily SR. As you can see, key daily SR. And then also obviously coming into the diagonal at the same time. Which obviously when it does that, you know, whenever it breaks or / if it breaks there, you know, if you're only getting in from there around that, you know, even up to that point, you know, it's like 30-35%. And, you know, you could close it, wait for a clean reclaim, or leave it as a runner or whatever. But, you know, that is one that is obviously starting to look juicy now. Obviously, anything could happen here. You know, it could fall back off deeper into the range again. And maybe this is accumulation on tier before maybe a push up later into the summer or whenever. But definitely want to keep an eye on, I think, high time frame wise as well. Because like I said, you know, it's been beat up massively. Stonksy's still red on it on the daily from back at $5 basically. So, you know, that's unbelievable. 67% drop, 70% towards the lows. But yeah, if and when it gets a push, it could be pretty decent. So definitely something to keep an eye out on. But yeah, so obviously I think Stonksy, yeah. I mean, that was, whoops. Let me move that back. Stonksy on the 5 minute yet again. There we go. Woo! So that was a very nice. Where it closed was just over 8%, but obviously went up to 11-12%ish. So yeah, really, really good trade there again. But yeah, definitely. I mean, looking at the high time frame, it does look pretty juicy, doesn't it? Should it / if it gets a push. I mean, what is happening to this? This thing is just being murdered, isn't it? SLF. This is another one that we covered with Justin. But I mean, this thing used to be front. So if you remember Frontier. So front, let's have a look at the two. I mean, front had a huge run in 2024. I remember it. So that's currently at a 10 million market cap with 16 million of volume, which is pretty crazy. So the volume's like over 1.5 times the market cap, which is a pretty interesting indication. But if you look at Frontier, obviously it's been swapped over now. Yeah, no volume. But if we swap it to market cap, you know, obviously many times this was the big run that it had, you know, all down. It did a 10x, didn't it? Did a 10x all the way up there. But, you know, the current, obviously, peak market cap or just the points of spiking was, you know, a good 10, 12, 13x from where SLF is now. Now, I don't know if there's a stipulation, so let's see. So there was a 90 million total supply. Now, don't know if we should trust the circulating supply because obviously it got swapped over. But if we look at SLF, is there much change in the supply? Yeah, so it's a totally different supply metric, isn't it? Totally different supply metric. But, you know, again, if you just go to this, you know, obviously this was launched at 70 million. So, yeah, definitely something, again, you know, some of these, what does well and what doesn't is obviously, you know, a mad question. I mean, anything could happen with this, couldn't it? Anything could happen with this. It could just carry on going down towards zero. Or, obviously, it could have a great run, but down another 11% today. Howdy, Steve-O. Thought you on holiday. After tomorrow, mate. Tomorrow is my last stream. So tomorrow I'll be streaming for last time in nearly 2 weeks it'll be. But Save with Crypto will be going live every day. So yeah, don't worry. You will have someone to come and watch, and there will be obviously streams going on. Smells like a short squeeze coming. I am buying the dip on Bonk. What dip? There is no dip on Bonk. What are you going on about, Steve-O? There is no dip on Bonk. The dip. It's just gone up for like over a week. It's straight. Loads of alpha will be coming out. Mega for meme coins. Is it not? Buy the rumor, sell the news. These are where you get 100x type of plays potentially, mate. Yeah, I mean, you know, like ones like this, you know, OM and stuff like that. If you wanted to gamble on them, you know, say for something. Where is OM? I want to see the market cap of OM. Where's it gone? Has it disappeared? Oh, there it is, 20 cents. You know, but for something like this, you know, if you wanted, obviously, to take a position on it here while it's just completely looking like crap. If you took a 2x position, if you took 2x leverage, there's your liquidation points, 50% down. And then obviously that then just, you know, goes wherever you want. But obviously just remember, you know, so that would be that, you know, 30% to the downside. So that would be a 3x position. Oh, well, it'd be like 33%, wouldn't it? So about there, you know, there'd be your liquidation on a 30%, on a 3x trade if you're kind of going for boom or bust. Yeah, it just depends. But yeah, I mean, at some point you would think some of these might just get decent squeezes. They might not. You know, things can definitely just go down and never recover. But, you know, maybe there'll be a handful or some that get pretty decent recovery. I mean, what was that then that we were looking at then? Where was that? That I just saw anyone got delisted off somewhere the other day, didn't it? That's down 4% today. But yeah, it just depends. I mean, where's E-Gold? You know, another one. Has this put in a double bottom, maybe? You know, has this put in a double bottom potentially? Could have, couldn't it? It could have. No, definitely ones to keep an eye out on. What's going on with Bitcoin? So push back up the last 15 minutes or so. Come back down. Come on. Come back down. GM Fever. How we doing, mate? Please do make sure you drop your likes on today's stream. Make sure you get them in. SMFC, I've just made you a moderator as well. Just made you a mod. Am I in any trades at the moment? So I do have one. I don't have any live trades open, but I have a long limit down towards the weekend low. So that is potentially waiting to be filled or not filled. I don't know. I mean, you got clear low time frame SR here, haven't you? You know, low time frame SR, retested it here. So maybe it doesn't get filled, but I think, you know, if we're looking at it, if we look at the daily, pretty, I think pretty decent theory for a run of the weekend level. So that would obviously be Saturday low, Sunday low come close. So there's obviously probably a juicy bit of liquidity below here. So I think, you know, that could offer one sweep and then a bounce. Alternatively, you know, maybe it might go for something like the Friday one. If we look at a lower time frame, you know, you could definitely come back into this region that we have done. So let's mark that out. But yeah, that's what currently I'm looking for at the moment. Whether it comes or not is obviously a different question. I am hungry today. Need a little trench play. Oh yeah, Steve owes your man for that. Big ads, how we doing, mate? Lovely cup and handle forming on Fartcoin. Up next, let's see. Is there? On what time frame? Not the daily. Or is it? Oh, no. Okay. Wait, this. Are you looking at the date? No, I don't know. What are you looking at? What are we looking at here? Maybe the hourly? Let me know in the chat. What time frame are you looking at specifically for it? Whoa, that's a lot of responsibility. It is. Yeah. So, you know, got to make sure that the chat stays clean. Who's gonna ring the bell when market opens, Dave? I don't know if Save with Crypto has got himself a bell, but Save with Crypto will be the streamer while I'm off. So maybe you guys, if he doesn't have a bell, maybe you'll just have to bully him in the chat to get in a bell. And you can order one on Amazon for a couple of quid next day delivery. See if he has a bell first day on Wednesday, Steve-O. On Wednesday, if he doesn't, just pressure him in the chat to get in a bell. And then I'm sure he can order one on Amazon. On the daily. Yeah, the daily's quite interested in Fartcoin, isn't it? It is quite interesting. I mean, yeah, you know, using the cup and handle thesis, you just got a clear point of let me get rid of that. Let me get one of these instead. you got a clear point here, haven't you, of obviously diagonal resistance coming into here. So, yeah, I mean, you could definitely draw it as a cup and handle if you wanted to. But obviously, the main thing we're looking for would be, obviously a break of the diagonal, wouldn't it? And then hopefully then rip up. Even on weekly. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, it doesn't really matter how you draw it, or even if it is a cup and handle or not, does it? Other people may argue it is, people may argue it's not. But the one thing that matters is obviously breaking that upper diagonal of what you would obviously use as the top of the handle. So, yeah. There we go. Right. What are we doing now? Smash that like button. Yeah, make sure everyone does smash a like. Obviously, if you are watching on YouTube or X and you're not subscribed to the channel, please do subscribe. You people on X, hop over to the YouTube channel. Even on the weekly. Crazy to remember Fartcoin launched on Pumpkin. Yeah, I know. It is unbelievable, isn't it? Considering it went to like what? It went to over 2 billion, didn't it? It went to nearly 3 billion, actually. Went to nearly 3 billion. I actually saw someone as well. Some guy I follow on X. He posted a screenshot of him buying Fartcoin on BonkBot obviously on Telegram at like 100k market cap, which is just ridiculous, isn't it? So that's 10x, 100x, 1,000. That's a 3,000x to the top. Now, obviously, you probably wouldn't hold it that high, because if you're holding something that you bought at 100k and it reaches 100 million, there's your 100x, 500 million, there's your 500x. How are you gonna, unless you obviously just slowly clipping it out, like, yeah, crazy. We can make roar like a lion when market opens. Yeah, go on then. Yeah, do it. Yeah, make him roar like a lion. But I mean, yeah. What is this? What's the driving force of Bonk at the moment, Steve-O? What is so obviously there is some sort of anticipation or hype coming, because it's literally just gone in a straight line for like nearly a week. What actually is it though? What is the driving force behind it? What is what are they doing or saying? Great call on Stonksy. Where did I even have this stop loss? $107,400. Oh yeah, okay, down there. Yeah, that's fine. Ivan said this morning they are creating a rival to PumpFun. I think, well, we all know what happened with Radium after that, don't we? Or do we not? I will cover it now. Thing is, it's just going to become oversaturated. It's just going to become oversaturated, that type of market, because there's that many. So you've got, obviously, I think I did see that actually. Now that you mention it. I saw something about it doing volume or something, or it was like on a volume tracker. Can't remember. I did see it though. But yeah, I mean, Radium did the same thing, didn't they? Where's Ray? So Radium did the same thing, and Radium is pushing into that daily cluster as well. So Radium did the same thing, and obviously they released their competitor to, what was that? I just moved then to PumpFun, and then obviously some of the revenue was going towards burning Ray and stuff, wasn't it? But that went on a huge run. That did over a 2x. But then naturally the momentum dies out, and the reality that, okay, like, yeah, it's had its height run and stuff like that, and then just obviously just corrects. I don't know what I do. Could see anything from Bonk. Obviously Radium. The only thing with Radium is that obviously at this time it was piggybacking on the Bitcoin strength as well. So obviously this is where Bitcoin bottomed, and then Bitcoin started to just pump up, didn't it, for like a month and a half straight. So that's the only thing. Obviously, I mean, if we get the Bitcoin breakout, then yeah, these strong ones currently like Bonk and others that are strong could definitely piggyback on the overall market strength and get kind of an extended run. But yeah, we have seen this playbook before. I'm not 100%, but I'm driving it with. Well, thank you for letting me know, Crypto Jenny. But yeah, I mean, I do now that I think about it, I did see something, yeah, because it was on. There's some sort of, I don't know where it is, but there's some sort of tracker to track all these token launching platforms now on the volume that they're doing. And I know that PumpFun volume is falling off, isn't it? But the thing is, PumpFun always has first mover advantage. Will always be the most widely known token creation platform. It will always be, obviously, the thing that started it all and everything. So it's always going to have first mover advantage. Same for Hyperliquid, in terms of really grasping the attention. We've had decentralized perps, haven't we, on Jupiter, on DYDX and stuff like that. I'm not exactly sure how long Hyperliquid's been going. It was obviously a lot longer than before they launched the token, but that is the biggest widely known decentralized platform now, isn't it? Let's see what some crypto stocks are doing. So MicroStrategy, obviously, as well, something to cover is they only went and bought more, didn't they? They only went and bought more. What's this? What is this? Strategy announces 4.2 billion STRD at. So this is one of the stock offering things that they have, isn't it? So is this to raise another 4.2 billion? My God. Semler Scientific has acquired 187 Bitcoin for $20 million. So they hold. I've never even heard of them. Semler Scientific. What has this done recently? Semler Scientific. Don't know what it does or whatever, but you know, it's not. To be fair, it's like 50% away in it from its lows. But I mean, far as recently, yeah. I mean, so this is another one. Thing is, all these companies now, so many companies buying them, isn't there? MSTR reports 14 billion in total Bitcoin fair value appreciation in Q2. Oh, of course, we're in Q3 now, aren't we? Didn't even think about that. We're in a completely different quarter now that June's over. Do you know what's crazy? All these companies seem to buy at the same time, don't they? Has anyone noticed that? Has anyone noticed that all these companies seem to buy at the same time? They all seem to buy around the same time or announce it all at the same time. Like every Sunday, you have Sailor post a tracker, which obviously they don't buy, then they'll buy at some point around that. But you've got Metaplanet, this blockchain group, Semler Scientific, all buying around this. Do you reckon they're all just in like one group chat and they're like, we're going to hit the green button, and they all just go and hit the green button to paint green candles on the chart? Because they all seem to do it around the same time. So here's Sailor. Then you had obviously Metaplanet buying another 2,205. You've got the blockchain group announced that 6 hours ago as well, around the same time that Metaplanet announced theirs. Obviously, we don't, you don't. Some of them don't disclose their average entry for that. So obviously, oh no. Wait, what? A blockchain group? Oh, it's because it's in euros. Right, so I don't know where these guys bought, but obviously it was probably in and around the weekend price action. I was getting confused then because I was like, why are they announcing that now? Bitcoin's not been at 92k for a while. But then, obviously, yeah, in euros. But then, you know, Metaplanet buying, MicroStrategy buying. You got this Semler Scientific buying. So they're holding 4,636. What is Metaplanet holding? So they're holding 15,000. So it's like a third, isn't it? Pretty much. So that Semler Scientific is probably holding around 500 million worth of Bitcoin. We bought more Bitcoin. They're all buying at the same time. Acquired an additional 230 Bitcoin, bringing our total to 368 Bitcoin. Who the bloody hell is this? DDC? Oh, honestly, you've got so many public companies buying Bitcoin now. You can't even keep track. They are pretty, yeah, they are sync. I don't even want to try and say that word, but I know what you mean. In sync. I need to go and add that Semler Scientific to this because, hey, Wiz, is Wiz still in here? What was that? What were they called then? Right, let me add these. DDC. I want to keep track of some of these because it's just absolutely crazy. DDC Enterprise. Never heard of any. You can't keep track of who's SMLR. You can't keep track, can you? Semler Scientific. That was it, not similar. Bloody hell. See, this is it. This is why a lot of companies are doing it as well, isn't it? Right. Look at this chart. Just dead. Like literally just dead. And then obviously it gets to a point where it kind of doesn't even bottom out, does it? It just keeps going lower and lower and lower. And then I'm guessing around here or here was where they announced to buying Bitcoin. And then suddenly, 2 months later, the stock has done 10x. That's why a lot of companies are doing this because, obviously at this point, their stock is like looking very much dead, especially down here at 160 something. And then I'm guessing, obviously, this had a huge gap up, didn't it, there by like 100% or just under. So I'm guessing around here is where they announced that they first bought Bitcoin. And this is why you want to keep an eye out because a lot of the time, when these companies first announce they bought Bitcoin, it has a great initial pump, but then it's like nothing compared to what's coming. So, say there, if you buy on open after they announce it, and you're up nearly another 300% now. And obviously this stock is just dead, and it's just the fact they're buying Bitcoin that is driving it. Give these guys a follow. Publicly traded CEO serving noodles. Building the future of food with corporate Bitcoin strategy. There you go, 13th of May. They announced the Bitcoin reserve strategy, starting with 100 Bitcoins. So when was that? Yeah, there. Well, it was just after, weren't it? Yeah, there. So that's where they announced it. And again, it didn't exactly go up massively, did it? And then just bang. These are this is what I think anyway is good to keep an eye out for. It's just like, and again, I don't know who these guys are, Semler Scientific, but again, so this is the CEO of that company. They just keep buying more, all these companies. You just can't keep up. The Smarter Web company. They now hold 1,000. Smarter Web company. What tick is this? SWC. TSWCF. What ticker is this? The Smarter Web company. There you go. Oh, and look at that. Just non-stop train. It's ridiculous, isn't it? Where even is this? Where would you buy this? Semler. What? Semler Scientific? This one. I think that maybe this looks actually pretty decent, to be honest. I actually think this looks pretty decent, this Semler Scientific one, in terms of a chart aspect and the fact that they're accumulating Bitcoin. Once Bitcoin breaks out to the upside, all these stocks will get that push like MicroStrategy did. Like, look what happens, because it's initial hype. So as you can see here, obviously, MicroStrategy was building anyway, wasn't it? Like the upside was building on it, and it was only here when obviously Trump got elected where Bitcoin kicked off. But by that point, they'd done a nearly 2x, and then obviously it's just one rocket ship. Now, obviously, the thing is, most of the hype and upside price action comes as Bitcoin's gaining. As soon as Bitcoin starts to consolidate and level off, it typically retraces. So yeah, I mean, interesting that GameStop has never really had a push from its Bitcoin bars. It's only gone down, and GameStop shareholders do not like the fact that the company bought Bitcoin. That is evidence. But a lot of these, that one is just ridiculous. That is actually just ridiculous. That. Hi Nick, how we doing? These companies will capitulate in the bear and give us better low prices to buy in 2027. This is definitely. What does everyone else think? I know SMFC, you probably might agree with me, but I think the fact now you've just got all these random companies just coming out starting Bitcoin strategies to basically, let's not kid about it. It's probably because you just get a massive boost on your share price, don't you? Look at that. Why would a company not, when from the time they announced they bought Bitcoin to now, the stock price has done a 3.5x? Why wouldn't you? Why wouldn't you? But it just seems like it just seems like a bubble. Like it's actually becoming a bubble with how many you're buying just randomly. Now, obviously, you would probably counter that, wouldn't you? By saying, you would. What's this? Oh, so there's an actual breakdown of it from on the 3rd. But you could probably counter that by saying, well, why is it a bubble? Why is it not just like full Bitcoin adoption and stuff like that? And it very well might be. But a lot of these companies are buying it on debt, which I think is the issue. If they were all buying it in cash, then you can't really argue that there's any risk, can you? But then when, there's so much debt involved and stuff like that, it just gives a real potential for a cascade, doesn't it? But so this was June 2025 was insane for Bitcoin treasury updates, and the price went nowhere. Literally, which is the crazy thing, isn't it? So 21 new treasuries started. So there's 21 new companies that have bought, and I can't keep up with them. 47 future treasuries planning to buy billions worth of Bitcoin. 42 companies increased their holdings, totaling 61,309. Obviously, mostly strategy. 43 plans to buy more, billions raised already. 22 additional treasury-related disclosures. Now, this is obviously where we can say, we look at it, obviously, June didn't really offer much upside price action. But the fact that 61,309 Bitcoin was took off the market and obviously gone into storage, you can see like that. A lot of the demand is now coming from public companies, because you add that back in, and we could have been obviously a lot more down, but a lot of the demand, seemingly to me anyway, is coming from public companies. That's where the current buying pressure and demand is. So I don't know. It is quite interesting. It's very interesting to go and look at. But I need to create like a section here. So like add section. No. So like miners. How do I pull this up? Yeah, there we go. Like, so add. So move all these up there. Now I need to create. Yeah, this is gonna be annoying. Hang on. Add section. So I'll do like. And then what I'll do is I'll add another one that says others. Which works very well. So I can drag that up. I can put that underneath there and drag the others up and put that underneath there. So now, you can drag coin into there. We can have MSTR into there. GameStop. There's MetaPlanet. Circle. Robinhood, I suppose we could put that in there. Put them in there. These guys. These guys. These guys. They're a miner, aren't they? I'll put that in there. And these guys are a miner. There we go. Oh, yeah, there we go. Right, that makes it a bit more smoother anyway. But I want to keep building that monitoring of how crypto stocks are doing. Because obviously, there's a lot of... Seemingly, there's a hell of a lot of movement out there. For anything, for any of these companies that are buying them. I would love to know what all these companies are that bought in June. What's everyone's overall feelings about this? Obviously, I think, Crypto Bros gave his view on it. He thinks that companies will capitulate in the bear market. I think the fact that all these companies are buying and the price is going nowhere is actually quite worrying. It doesn't obviously take a lot of downside movement for most of these companies to then be in the negative, does it? Even MetaPlanet, is average buy is like 90 odd K, I think. I wonder if this guy. I wonder if all the companies are listed here. Oh yeah, here you go. New Bitcoin treasuries. So what we want to probably look at is these small ones. These small ones. So let's have a look. So Panther Metals, a British company. How have these moved? Because if not, there could be something in this. To just London Stock Exchange. Here we go. Is this it? Yeah, it'll be this one, won't it? So here you go. Here's where they bought. Hey, you just see, can't you? Oh, yeah. Guess where they announced it? Probably here. It just instantly does like a 2x. You can just see it coming off. But again, this is something where if this keeps coming down and comes back to the starting point of, in and around this area, long-term wise, if they keep buying, definitely something to keep. I mean, I'm going to just start adding these all onto here. I won't bore you to death with going through them all, but I want to look at how these small ones have done. So I remember someone tweeting about saying there was a company that had been around for 20 odd years and done nothing, and then they just randomly bought Bitcoin. Let's have a look at these guys. Another British company, Vault Ventures PLC. There you go, Vault Ventures. Now this one's actually quite interesting. Wait, what? 2p. 2p. Again, there could actually be something in all these, to be fair. There could actually be something in all these that are just buying small amounts, because as soon as Bitcoin, if soon, Bitcoin breaks through, obviously the attention will just be there and the hype, won't it? I know my International started with 30% of its cash reserves. I know my International. Bloody hell, it's down 19%. What have these guys done? And again, there you go. Again, just as soon as it buys Bitcoin, just like a bloody rocket ship. It did like a 6x. Why would these companies not? This is the result of what happens. But again, this comes back into a starting point here. This is why I want to start monitoring all this. This comes back into a starting point, and then, there we go. The problem is I don't know, these ones that aren't on the US or London Stock Exchange. Can you buy them on normal trading apps? I don't know. I mean, maybe you can't even get these. Let's see if you can get these on like Robinhood or whatever. Let's see. I'm going to have a look now to see where you can buy all this stuff. So you did actually want to go and, look at some of these. So Amoy. Not on Robinhood. Let me see if it's on Trading 212, because that's the issue, innit? I don't know where'd you buy all these micro cap stocks? Right, let's go and have a look. To be fair, can actually get that Amoy on 2-1-2. What else? What was that one called? Palm. Yeah, you can get that as well. But for me, they need to they need to come down more, don't they? That's the thing. You don't want to be buying them into the hype. You want them to fully retrace the hype pumps. I mean, this one's fascinating. Volt. Again, you know, just an example of it done like a 2x and then retraced back down. But definitely something I'm going to be keeping an eye on. Volt Capital. They bought a lot. Volt Capital. Don't seem to be anywhere, these guys. No, they don't seem to be anywhere. I don't know where they are. Bitman. Bitman. Bloody hell. What? Surely not. This has got to be some sort of sick joke, this. What? Is it? And that's because surely not. Is this the same one that we're looking at? I don't know whether this is the same stock or not. I don't know whether this is the same, but that is honestly ridiculous. The thing has done a 26x. Is that the one who bought 250 million of ETH as well? I've no idea. But I mean, come on. I mean, you know, this had a mega pump, but it's fascinating because this is what I mean about these. When these things get an initial pump, when they get an initial pump, it's obviously huge. You know, you're buying. You know, say you even buy at the top there, like upon the close. You know, it probably doesn't feel good because you're buying like, you know, over a 2x on that day, aren't you? But then even from there, it's done another 300%. Obviously, it's down today, you know, down to 212 on open. But I mean, bloody hell. Obviously, ProCap is Anthony Pompliano's company in it. These guys are American Bitcoin Corp. ABTC. Let's have a look at that. I mean, that's obviously got it in its name, hasn't it? So, is it even? Maybe it's not even on for trading yet. I don't know. It says it is though. Says the ticker is ABTC. Oh no. To be merged with GRYP and become public under ABTC. All right, so it's not that yet, but that is GRYP. So let's see what that is doing. Gryphon Digital Mining. Again, 10x. There you go. Starts to build momentum, and then I'm guessing this is the day when it got announced, and it did a 5x, nearly a 6x in a day. Fascinating. I mean, it opened 180% up, went all the way up there. It's currently 152%. Absolutely insanity. Fascinating to see, though. Is everyone liking running through these? I think it's quite interesting. If you are, let me know in the chat. Make sure you hit that like button as well. If you're looking for anywhere to trade today, make sure you click the first link in the description or the one pinned on the chat. Sign up to BLOFIN. Yeah, it is. They are planning on doing a Michael Saylor, but with ETH. Their first buy will be 250 million. The CEO is Tom Lee. Tom Lee, I've heard that name before. I think. Sure, I've seen him on CNBC or something. Tom Lee. Yeah, he's been on CNBC a good few times. I think. I'm sure I've seen him. I don't know. I want to add some more of these. Like, I want to see though. Like, so if you go on Trading 212, can you actually buy these ones that are like on other stock market? Like, just say like that Pioneer AI Foundry. No. What about digital? Yeah, so I don't know exactly where you would buy a lot of these. Because obviously they're in different parts of the world, aren't they? What about that one? Green Minerals. No. So I'm not too sure. But I mean there is obviously some on offer there. Fascinating. Yeah. Definitely going to keep an eye on it. Right, what's all this? Future Bitcoin treasuries. Look at this. Tau Alpha PLC announces 5 million plus 105 million. Fundraising and adoption. Tau Alpha PLC. There it is. Now, are we going to guess? What do we think? Oh, the ticker's sat. That's interesting. What do we think? Oh, 27% up today. Oh, and look at that. Just oh, bloody hell. That's a harsh wick, isn't it? This is fascinating. Well, what have we got? So we got that one. Who's this? Cell AI. Another one. Oh, that's. Oh, that one's actually. I'm guessing maybe this was around when. Now, if that is the same one, Cell AI. Is that? Cell AI. I'm guessing that's that. That's the one to keep an eye on because that's barely moved. Obviously, had a great run. Bluebird Mining, a gold miner. Okay, Bluebird Mining. Bluebird Mining Ventures. What are you guys doing? Minus 11%. Yeah, there you go. There's the big, massive, bloody rally. Of course. Yeah, I think it's just worth keeping an eye on it in case they slowly distribute back down and then maybe get like an actual organic rally instead of just an absolute pump and dump. Any others for us to keep an eye on? They're not yet to announce. Cycle AI. Cycle. Another one on the London Stock Exchange. So yeah, I'm guessing again that's where they announced, and then all the way up and then all the way down. People just get burned on this, won't they, if they're not careful? But you know, definitely something to keep an eye on. Oh, there's a lot here to be adding. Bloody hell. Amazing AI. So they haven't even bought anything yet. Amazing AI. Up 15%. But so this is a newly launched one. So whenever this bottoms out and stuff like that, maybe one to keep an eye on. Let's quickly add the rest. True Spine. Yeah, another rather strange looking one, but there we go. Wishbone Gold. This one. What's this doing? Yeah, there you go. There's the pump. Now we'll wait for the dump. GS Technologies. That's not really moved either, so that's good. Any more? Sunday Bar. What is that? Fascinating. And then last one, Mendel Helium. Yeah, I'm guessing that was the pump from the Bitcoin announcement all the way back down. But again, you know, some of these have already come back down. Some of them haven't even really got that much of a pump. So, you know, a lot of them haven't bought any. So then maybe that's why we've not had much movement. But I think it's definitely something to keep an eye on. And I'm going to go and follow this guy because we definitely want to see more of that. Readily reporting this account as well on just like Bitcoin news and stuff. So this account's actually really good for following. If you just want Bitcoin news and stuff. What was that then? There was something about a US listed adopts Bitcoin treasury. That's got a UK flag, so I don't know what. Murano Global Investments. I know that the market's opened. I just want to have another Murano Global Investments. So it's actually, they just put the wrong flag. So this is raising money to buy Bitcoin. You just definitely things to keep an eye on. Coincilium Group Forza. Coincilium Group. Up 30%. My God. Look at that. I mean, even from the point of where it started to rally again, it did like a 10x in a few days. I mean, that is ridiculous. Look, that stock was literally dead, and then suddenly, you know, they buy Bitcoin and bang, there you go. They've only got 88 Bitcoin as well. That is insane. Fascinating. I mean, what's everyone's thoughts on that? It's fascinating, isn't it? Oh, it actually got quite close. I didn't realise it was down at 108. It got quite close to where we were looking at, didn't it? I did ring the bell, but I will do it again. There we go. I'm short Bitcoin at the moment. Where are you short from, Delta? Ring that bell. A UK company. I think they may have just put the wrong flag. I don't know. Or maybe it is. Maybe it is. Yeah, maybe it is listed on there, but I mean, I'm gonna keep an eye out on all them because I think there's some potential juicy ones, isn't there? Especially them ones that haven't pumped yet. Just checked it is a UK-based company. Don't know why crypto innovation investing is being strangled in the UK. Yeah, it's dead in the UK. It's completely dead. But we have got a drop on Bitcoin from open. Let me just reset that. That's annoying me. It's saying self-chain up there. But yeah, I mean, this guy is fantastic. What an interesting account. I'm actually gonna copy. But yeah, let me know what you guys would like me to cover now. Obviously, we've done a lot. Oh, look at that. That was close. We're not quite there yet on our long trigger. Hopefully we get it because we're only a few $100s away. And we will leave it open regardless. But yeah, hopefully we can get it. But we're not too far away. I think maybe just pull it down a wee bit more. Yeah, that looks good to me there. So we'll see. Hopefully we can get it. If you are watching on X, please do make sure you hop over to the YouTube channel and press subscribe. And of course, for anyone that wishes to come and join us at Stonksy, we are still running a discount. You can still get the oscillator for £44 a month as well. We will be upping that shortly, though, with the value that we've added to the oscillator in the recent update. But you can still get 20% off your first month with code BOT20, which takes 20% off your first month, and you do get full access to everything. So, yeah, it'd be great to have you down. Wiz, how we doing? Wiz, have you just rejoined the stream, or have you been watching the whole time? Because if you just rejoined the stream, I want to go through some interesting stuff with you that we've just been looking at. Bank some beautiful profits on Bidu, nice. Yeah, I want to go through some stuff with you. I will show you now on stream if you've not been watching quickly. Quite interesting. Rejoin, right? I'll go through it now. I'll show you. Have a look at Tesla. Oh, yeah. Hasn't he been saying some stuff over the weekend again? Oh, wow. Wow. Yeah, he's been going. He put some interesting stuff, didn't he, on Thingio? A Tesla is the volatility on Tesla is insane. I mean, yeah. I don't know. I think that there's if you're a Tesla investor, there is a huge risk, isn't there now? I think there is an absolutely massive bloody hell. Look at cores, Wiz. Look at miners today. Look at cores. Iron down minus 9%. Cores down 23%. Wow. Miners are getting absolutely slam dunked. But yeah, I'll show you what we were looking at. But yeah, I think there's a huge risk to owning Tesla at the moment. Anything could happen with it, couldn't it? And, you know, if there was ever like a threat to Elon's life or something, you could find this massively, massively down. Because obviously he is Tesla. But this account was called NL Nico. And he published a June review on what companies have bought Bitcoin. So obviously the smaller ones. And then what companies have announced a treasury but not bought any yet, or raised money but not bought. So we went through, and there's actually some interesting ones. Now, as you would expect, there are ones where you know, they've pumped and then just fell off. But obviously I think this is a larger company, but particularly, you know, there's a lot of British ones. Now this one, obviously on the London Stock Exchange, but the way that some of them pump after announcing it is insane. Now, obviously, I'd probably be waiting for some to distribute back down before maybe having a go, because like I mentioned before, if/when Bitcoin breaks out, you would imagine that any company that holds Bitcoin, there would be some positive price action on the stock. But some of them are fascinating. I mean, this is Volt. Like, you know, obviously launched recently and then come back down to an interesting level. Now, Volt, I can't remember if they'd bought. Or, yeah, Volt started with 2 Bitcoin. So they've bought Bitcoin, and the stock price obviously got a pump here and has distributed back down. So I'm quite interested in some of this. Amoy, this is another one. I mean, they've just done insane numbers, some of them, after announcing the Bitcoin buys, and they've not really bought loads either. This one is obviously a larger one that has just done insanely well. But some of them, you know, like this, some of them have either announced that they've bought or bought. I mean, SAT is another one of, you know, that's up 30% today. Relative to actually where it is, though, you know, if it was to distribute back down a bit, then it may be, some of them may be worth a decent punt if, you know, there's going to obviously be another leg up. Like CLAI, I think they hadn't bought yet. But, you know, back down towards pre-level. So any sort of positive Bitcoin price action could see it do really well. And again, this is up massively. If this distributes back down even towards, you know, its high time frame lows, it may be, some of these may be worth a punt. This one, another one, you know, right at its lows, obviously the massive Bitcoin pump, you know, pump after announcing it, and then just distribution back down towards its lows. So some of them could be in for, you know, an organic pump in the future. So I think I think this one was a gold miner that is announcing a Bitcoin treasury. But again, you know, like this one, you know, not really done anything. So I think, you know, definitely something to keep an eye on. I think anyway is some of these. You know, this one. Look at this one. Look at this one. This one did insane, absolutely insane numbers. You know, like up to a 10x from depending on where you take it from. And then obviously, you know, hype dies down, momentum dies off, people take profit and distribute back down. But this one's up 34% today. So I think, yeah, some of them ones that have distributed back down. Yeah, it's on the core weave news. Which one's that for? Our cores. All stock transaction. Worth waiting and putting them into a pie and spreading risk. It's a very good idea, that actually was, yeah. Very good idea, yeah. Waiting for them to, like I said, I wouldn't buy most of them now. You know, the ones that, I suppose, there's an element of risk reward for ones that haven't pumped. Obviously, this one had like a 1 day pump, didn't it? Because I think this was one of the ones that hadn't bought yet. GS Technologies. Can't remember where it was. Where is it? Yeah. So I don't think they've bought. Yeah, I think they've just announced a Bitcoin treasury. So a lot of them haven't bought, but you know, could be. Yeah, could be. I mean, yeah, you know, that had a 1 day pumping back down. So I think putting them into a pie is a fantastic idea. Actually, Wiz, I hadn't even considered that. I might do that today. Create a pie on 212 and just spread the risk, because obviously a lot of them that are British ones, you can get them on trading 212 and just see what happens with them. You know, just see what happens. But yeah, let's go and have a look anyway. Definitely worth keeping an eye on. So Bitcoin down. It's creeping towards there, isn't it? It's not quite there for where I want to enter. So I'm just going to leave that for now and see if we get the trigger or not. Hopefully we do. Hopefully we can get the trigger, the full sweep of the weekend low. Dave, look at Beidou. Let's see. Wow. Oh yeah. Look at that. What a juicy open pump that was. So why is this one pumped, Wiz? What's this one been doing? For those of you that are in the stream, make sure you drop the like, please. Of course, make sure you click the link in the description. I'll throw it in the chat as well. Sign up to BLOFIN. Get trading on there. It's non-KYC. Fantastic exchange. Overall, superb to do your futures trading, your spot trading, or obviously if you're just holding stables, waiting to jump in on a red day or whatever. Hold in rest of options to hope we hit $90/$91. Better churning you. So, all right, okay. Fantastic, mate. Yeah, fantastic. These smaller ones, Wiz, you know, them smaller stocks that I've just been looking at, the ones that are planning Bitcoin purchase or whatever. Can you trade? Would you be able to potentially trade options on them as well? The only thing is, I don't think a lot of them would be on Robinhood. I had a look for one of them on Robinhood and it wasn't there. I think a lot of them are on Trading 212 though, but they don't offer options, do they? But if there was one on Pingo, you should be able to trade. You should be able to trade options on them, shouldn't you? Some of them. I'll go through and have a look. I'm going to create a pie anyway, and just see what's what. Bet the premiums are nuts though. Yeah. But yeah, please do, if you've just joined, drop a like, click the link in the description, or obviously in the description, sign up to BLOFIN. And of course, we are still running the 20% off Stonksy. So you get indicator, oscillator, Discord, and trading bot access with that. 20% off your first month. It's the second link in the description. Obviously, use code BOT20. Find it at the top of the screen at checkout on this one and get 20% off. If you are watching on X, the link is also in the X bio, or of course, it's Stonksy.io. So it'd be great to have you. It'd be great to have you join. Please do come over. Let me know in the chat what you'd like me to look at anyway. What have I done? Yeah, I think, I mean, likely everything is just following Bitcoin, and I don't think we'll have had any massive movements on anything. I mean, some things are bleeding down a bit more, aren't they, than others. Some things are actually positive. Yeah, overall, no massive movement really on anything. Logging off for the day. Made my cash for the week. Have a good one, Dave. Yeah, mate, thank you for joining. Have a good one. Made your cash for the week. Bloody not even 3 o'clock Monday. Very nice, mate. Very nice. Enjoy. Yeah, not too much on Bitcoin at the moment, is there? I mean, I'm still not. I would still rather get in on the weekend sweep than just jumping in randomly. That would be great because it would come into it as well. You know, we'd obviously have the interaction with towards the lower end of the channel, which again, you know, as you can see, we had it here, and then rally up. If we can get that push down towards sweeping the weekend low in towards obviously the extremity and then look to bounce, that'd be fantastic for looking at where I'm looking plus the channel, but depends if we're going to get it or not. Before I go, look at Oklo. I'm long and we'll share a setup in the Discord. Yes, I mean, if you are looking to obviously for benefits to Stonksy, alongside everything else, you know, there is Wiz in there just sharing his is that it? Oklo. Yeah. Sharing his monster stock picks. Oh yeah, nice push up so far. Let's have a look at it on the daily. Yeah, okay, so it's had a pullback on it. I think we looked at this, didn't we? Well, we must have because I've got a box through here, but yeah, we looked at it. Yeah, it seems to maybe have found a bottom after pulling back. So the pullback was actually pretty sizable, weren't it? Yeah, so it pulled back 30-odd%. So standard pullback really in an uptrend. Yeah, very nice. Obviously, this would be extreme, but obviously into a good place then, should it come. But yeah, the Wiz is long on Oklo, so there we go. And Bitcoin is bouncing. Maybe we don't. Maybe we don't get that nice entry. We will remain patient now, and we'll see if it comes. Patiency. We'll see. What's the stock market doing overall? SP 500. Obviously, really nice U-turn. You know, that is to be fair, that is a really nice pattern on the 5-minute there, isn't it? You know, push all the way down, consolidation, demand coming in, nice rounding off, and then obviously back up. Low time frame bullish checkmate pattern, if you know it. Basically that, just down, tight consolidation, and then back up, bullish checkmate. Don't leave me unfilled, please. I know Crypto Bro liked that one that time, didn't he? When I was shouting, "Fill me, fill me, fill me." Gold's going back up. Yeah, come on. Give that last push down. Give that last push down. Come on. Come on. Come on now. Yeah, if you do want me to look at anything specific, get your comments in, people. Get your comments in. Let me know. Typical. I mean, when we zoom to the daily now, we got to there, didn't it? May as well have just come down and cleared that out. Oh well, we'll see. We'll see what happens between today and tomorrow, if we get triggered or not. Hopefully we do. But yeah, there is plenty of content on the channel. Do make sure you go and check it out if you haven't. There was a new video that went up on Friday. So check that out. But yeah, consistent, great content put together by yours truly, of course, on the channel. So do go check it out. But yeah, please do make sure you've dropped a like if you're watching on YouTube. If you're watching on X, make sure you head over to the YouTube channel and please do drop a subscribe. It does help us out massively. Watch some of the videos that are published. And of course, come to the stream every day, whether you're watching on X or watching on YouTube. But yeah, I think we'll leave it there for today. So thank you for joining. Obviously, before you go, click the links in the description. Sign up to BLOFIN. Get your non-KYC account. Fantastic exchange for all things trading. And of course, make sure you sign up to Stonksy as well with the 20% off with code BOT20. Can find that in the description. I'll put it in the chat as well. For you people watching on X, links in the bio or head over to stonksy.io and it is code BOT20, BOT20 in at checkout on the monthly plan to get you 20% off there. Or of course, you can opt for the oscillator plan. But yeah, big thank you for joining. Thank you for spending your time with me today. Hope you all have a great rest of your day and I'll catch you all tomorrow. Bye for now.